When the world needs saving, it will take the most elite team on Earth. Skipper, Kowalski, Rico, and Private.
We're the elitist of the elite. Up high! Whoa, hey now.
From the creators of Madagascar.
Okay, boys, this is it. The mission we've been preparing for our entire lives.
Remain calm, penguins. You are now under the protection of the North Wind.
Private, dibble me.
I'm an outlaw.
We're not going anywhere with you. We don't even know who the heck you are.
The North Wind is an elite undercover interspecies. An elite undercover interspecies task force dedicated to dedicated to helping animals who can't help themselves.
Skipper, we've got to be 5 miles up. That pretty much limits our options.
I make my own options.
Brilliant move, Skipper. But now we seem to be outside the plane.
Well, kind of got caught up in the moment. Well, hindsight's 20/20.
Oh, why don't we catch that plane?
Bird strike. Log it.
Dreamworks Penguins of Madagascar.
Now we're talking. Let's get to work.
400 meters. 300 meters.
Speak American, Kowalski.
Sorry, sir. 218 yards.
Okay, then. It's clear what we need to do next. Yeah, baby.
That feels right.
So when this trailer started, I was like, is anyone really going to pay to see this in theaters when they can basically watch the same thing at home on the Nickelodeon Penguins of Madagascar TV show? The animation on that show is pretty good. My sister's a fan. When I see her, sometimes I've watched an episode or two, and I think the production values there are certainly as good as this movie. And I have to say, this movie has some lower production values than I think we're used to seeing on the big screen these days, particularly this task force that the penguins meet. I think they look very poorly animated, even though one of them has the voice of Benedict Cumberbatch. And boy, is he a team player, huh? That he's willing to, I think, do these really funny comedic bits, you know, that facing off with the main penguin there, I thought was hilarious with those Cheetos, which, by the way, was a very funny gag. The fact that Benedict Cumberbatch, I think, did such a good job on his end playing into that, you know, considering the work he did on Smaug, how seriously he took that, I think that's not only speaks very highly of Benedict Cumberbatch's character, but perhaps signals a future for him in voice work. I know he's up for the role of Doctor Strange, but I think he's been much more successful doing voiceover work on the big screen than he has been actually appearing there himself. Of course, he's a television icon at this point, thanks to BBC's Sherlock, but I just still don't know about his film career. We'll see. But kudos to him for landing, you know, what actor doesn't have an animation voiceover gig these days, and for landing such a good one and doing such a good job with it. Now, as I said, would anyone pay to see this in theaters when you can watch the same kind of hijinks at home for free? Maybe I would, because I have to say, as the trailer went along, it was pretty darn funny. From the moment that one penguin, I'm sorry I don't know their names. As I said, I only watched an episode or two. But they've always been one of my favorite parts of the Madagascar films. But I really liked when that one penguin slapped the other penguin's butt, and he was cool with it. He was just like, hey there. So I thought that was hilarious. I loved the Cheetos bit. I didn't know where it was going at first. I was like, this seems like a non sequitur. But then I was like, oh, you brought it back around and it's hilarious. And I also really liked the bouncy castle joke. I thought not only was it hilarious how they saved themselves, but I really liked that they were like, it's pretty clear what we have to do right now. And I even wasn't sure. So usually I can see some of these jokes coming. But I was like, that's good. That's a good one. I hope all the good jokes aren't in the trailer. Now, of course, as you know, this movie was moved up considerably to switch places with Home because Dreamworks Animation needs more hits instead of flops. So they feel that Home maybe isn't quite ready. And actually, based on what I've seen of that movie from that short that played in front of Mr. Peabody and Sherman, it needs all the extra time it can get. But will this be a solid performer? Is this the guaranteed hit that Dreamworks assumes that it will be? We'll see if that television show has any effect. But this looks very good to me. I can see myself going, but I'm a big moviegoer, and I still have to say I'm not totally won over on the idea of people paying to see this in theaters, especially during the very crowded holiday movie every season. You know, this is something you've seen before on television. This is going to have to compete, for instance, with Big Hero 6, Mockingjay Part 1, all very similar audience here, because these days, people pretty much try and see everything, at least when it comes to fandom. So I'm curious, what do you think? Did this trailer win you over with its hijinks? Were you as impressed with not only the jokes and the material at hand, but also Benedict Cumberbatch's voice work? Were you unimpressed by the level of the quality of animation? And also, what do you think? Would you pay to see this in a theater, or do you think you could wait to watch it at home like you always watch the Penguins of Madagascar? But again, I was impressed. I was taken aback at how strong this seemed to come across. And I love the Madagascar movies. I think they get better and better. I thought the third one was the best one yet. I really liked it. All right, so write your thoughts down below. Thank you for tuning in to my review, and you can check out some more episodes right now.